Welcome to Gray Overload, and we're going to put together a PC over the next day. Of course, this is going to be one video for you. It's going to be a couple days for me because I'm still waiting on the power supply to get here. But with my time crunch before I'm going to be going some places, I need to get this done because it is a gift for somebody. So what we have here is the Gigabyte, what is this? The Gigabyte A520 board here, and you can see it's the A520M DS3H and Ryzen 4650G here, so it's a Ryzen 5 Pro. So we're going to be using that board, and then we also have a 990 Evo Plus. That's overkill for this board. I get that. It was just a good deal, and I was able to get it here in time. A lot of this stuff is a time constraint, so I got that ordered. Then there is some memory here, and these are just Corsair Vengeance LPX. They're 4x8 kits, and it was gracious enough that a viewer of mine sent this over, and I'm very grateful for that. I got a TP-Link AXE, so this is Wi-Fi 6E with Bluetooth on there. That should line up just fine for this build. I think they need wireless. I was unsure, so I got wireless anyways. Then there is the Noctua Redux. We got the NH-U12S. So a 120 millimeter should be fine for this processor. Take care of that and have enough airflow. I'm probably going to add in these fans there that you see off to the side. And then that's all going into this Lian Li A3-matx-wd case. So I will have a case review up on this case as well if you want to go and view that. I'm getting a Lian Li 850 SFX power supply. I was able to get that, well, it should have been here by now, but I was able to get that at a reasonable price. I know right now power supplies are not that cheap, but I wanted to get something that was good and was going to get here in time, so that's what we got. So let's take a look and put this together a little bit here, and we'll start with the motherboard and get that all set up here. So let's see, we can put it like this, so it's a little bit easier here to put together. Let's see, well, first I got a screw already here, and I've actually taken some stuff out, so here we go. And let's see, maybe I'll zoom in here or try to do this so people can see if they want. Really simple to go in. I did clean this off, right? These are just a lever, and then they come down. I already cleaned off the processor so I can put the cooler on. That's the way I'm going to do that there. And let's see, what else do we have? Memory has to go in. And these are just, if you're going to go and fill in memory first, just remember, it actually has it printed on this board. A2, B2 are first. So that is that one, and then the next one. These are all the same sticks, so I'm not worried about this. And I probably should, but those two would be first if you are building and only going to have two sticks here, and then you're going to go into the other two with the other two sticks. So I'm not in my normal build or on my pool table to build because I have a whole bunch of soldering projects on there which I need to finish. So that all needs to get finished, and hopefully I can do that before, because I actually don't really like building on this ottoman. So this is what I got for right now. So this is what we're building with. But now that's done here, we got the SSD in, we'll move this out of the way. We got the SSD in, we got the memory in, and we have the CPU in. That's basically your basics now. You put the cooler on. This is where, once the cooler gets on, I probably will go and test it and make sure everything's working. I like to do that, especially if it's with a new build, new parts, because if you are in a bigger case or more complicated case to build in, or you have to finagle things, especially if you have a graphics card. So this one, the graphics card's in the CPU, and we're just going to run it off of that. But if you have a graphics card and you're throwing it all in your case and trying to make it look nice, and all the wiring around, and there's a problem, that will not be fun at all. So one thing I like to do is, once I get the cooler on, you can then test this, make sure it all works, and then we'll go from there and hopefully get a little bit. It'll be a lot easier, right? If there's a problem, you can diagnose it outside the case than inside the case. So let's see what's all in. Well, I'll set this board off to the side and we'll open this up here. So what do we got? And this is their gray. I actually really like it. What do you guys think? Nice little color. You can get another fan for this cooler if you want. You can do a push-pull configuration. But this is that. It does come with pre-applied thermal paste there, as you see in that grid, which I'm fine with. And then the Redux box. Yeah, actually pretty good packaging here. Here is the specs of this fan, if you are all curious. You can pause that. Hopefully it's focusing on that, because that is what you got here. And I really like Noctua fans. They've done a really good job over the years for me. I've used others too, but these have, even though they cost normally a little bit more, they have done a really nice job of cooling. And if you ever need like newer parts, which I've needed sometimes for newer coolers, as long as their cooler supports it, they have sent it out to me. So I've been impressed. But you can see everything here. AMD parts. So I'll need these. AMD. They also have Intel and Intel parts. So they have two more Intel. And then they have Intel bracket. And I don't know what that's for, but they have that. And then they also have these, which I should need here. I just have to relook at the instructions. And with these fans, Noctua, I do recommend looking at instructions. They do a good job of being able to have instructions so that you can follow them easily. So far I haven't had a problem with it, with their instructions, and I haven't needed to watch any other videos either. It's been very straightforward. So I'll make sure that I get this all set up, and I'll skim through these instructions, because again, I just opened it. So here's kind of the instruction pamphlet, if anyone cares. What do we got? Let's see, Intel side, AMD side. So we'll go from there, and let me read through these, and then I will be off to then put this together. So the first thing we're supposed to do is take these off. So these are the AMD mounting brackets that come with these boards. And most of the time, on most coolers I've done lately, these come off. And let's see. I do not want to. I'm trying to make sure I don't touch the CPU. So this is going to be iFixit toolkit. I don't know if you guys are looking for a toolkit, but it works pretty well there. I like the iFixit toolkit. That works it's worked really well. I think I have the Mantis one, and both drivers work really well. Hopefully you can see that in there. And let's see. So we're got to make sure that we get this on right, and we first need our spacers. Then from there, it says, if you can see that in there, hopefully you can. Let's see, will it focus for me? Of course it's not going to. It says CPU and it has an arrow. There you go. See, CPU with the arrow of where that needs to go. So just make sure you are following that. And then there is an offset. I should show you, I've showed you that too. Offset. So I think the offset is on the AM5 ones more. You can do that. I have to look at what the AM4. I think maybe some AM4s, but it depends. I am not going to do the offset on here. I don't think there's a reason for me to do the offset. If I had more time with the computer, I'd definitely try both to see which one would cool better, but I do not have that time. Especially if I would need to get these videos rendered out to have them scheduled for you guys to view. So you tighten those two down, and then this one. Okay, I'm actually oh, this is funny. Make sure you read where these go, because I am not. I just put them together. They do have the arrow pointing, but they actually say west and east on there. So just make sure that you have those on the right sides, which I do. Nice thing about building computers is that sometimes you get lucky. And that's on there. And then this one. So once this one is on there, then we'll be able to put the cooler on. And what I'm thinking for the case, so if I zoom out a little bit here, and we go up, let's see. The case here, I'm thinking about putting two fans on the bottom, one in the back, and then one up on top. And if I do that, I think I will have a good cooling configuration. So when we put this fan on here, it does show you that the air is flowing through it this way, right? So if you're ever wondering and you ever want to make sure that you have it going the right way, there we go. That is one way to determine, one easy way. You could also look at the fan too, but if you are new, it does have arrows. You can barely see them. So I do want the airflow to be like this. That's the goal. Take this off. Set that on. adjust the camera so everyone can see. Let me make sure that this is all on right. And what I like to do is get them both started. So now that they're both started, I'm going to just go down on each of them. Try not to dent all the fins. These do have stops, so it can only go so far. I thought I was getting there, but not yet. That one stopped, and now this one should get stopped. Just be careful you don't cut yourself on the fins. That is there. We put the fan on, and it's going the right way that we want it to go. It clears the memory quite easily. You could probably have used a bigger cooler, but there was a deal on this cooler. It was only like 50 bucks right now. Oh, is that in there? I apologize if that wasn't in there. And then, let me try to do this. I'm rotating the board around. So this is the top of the board. Here's where the CPU gets connected. CPU cooler gets connected. And let's just connect it. Looks like it's on there. And now, that's all connected. And we have the motherboard, CPU, memory, and SSD all connected. So now I'm going to go test it, and I will be back. Okay, I did test the motherboard. It all works, and I was pleased everything showed up. So let's actually throw this in the case here, and I'm going to try to get it so you can see all of it. So we have this goes in, and I already put in the IO shield, if you can kind of see back there. This does have just enough clearance, so Noctua site is really great. If you have a case, they do go through and test it for you and give you a basically, yes, it'll work, no, it won't work. So I really like that. I think that's a good option, and I wish other case manufacturers and cooler manufacturers would do that. But let me just make sure that all this is in there. There we go. That's there, and now we just have to screw it all down. So one nice thing about the Lian Li screws, if you can kind of see, is they're labeled. Not a thing that has to happen, but a thing that is nice to have. So we just need, how many screws here? It's a MATX, so you got a few more screws here than ITX, but better to have them than to not. Because I will be traveling with this computer to give it to the person. So try not to cross thread. 2 in. So far, this case, I know we just threw the motherboard in, but it's got room, right? It's not the smallest case in the world, and it's an ATX case, not an ITX case, so they gave us a little bit more room. Looks like you got some length, though, if you have a longer graphics card, if that's what you want. My arm's probably cutting everything off. Once I get these in, I will stand up the case so you can kind of see what I'm doing when I plug in stuff, but it's just hard to put screws in when it's on an angle. I got 3 more screws, and I'm dropping them. And again, once I get the power supply, you'll see that part here, but I will plug in everything else beforehand, because I'll probably run the other power supply just to get it Windows installed, stuff like that for them. And if I can get all that done, it'll make it a lot easier for me to do other things. And where did that other screw go now? So it is all now. Let's see, can you see that? It is all now in. And that is the motherboard in. Yay. But let's plug these in. So the front I/O, which is all right there, needs to be all plugged in. The only thing that won't is the USB-C, because this board does not have USB-C. So unfortunately that will have to wait. We'll first plug in. I'm going to try. How I'm going to do this. Let's see. Can we zoom in? Let me rearrange this to try to zoom in a little bit better for you guys. So we're at the bottom of the board here, and we're zoomed in where my camera is. I probably need a better lens to do this more. But this is the USB, what is it, 3.2 connector. A really bad connector overall. Just because when you pull it out, it can, lead to problems. So always be careful if you're doing that. But for this, we're going to plug it in. And it just goes there like that. And then HD audio is over on the other side. Just make sure you line everything up. This is your front panel audio. And then the next thing is the front panel power button connector. So that just goes right here, I think. Unless I am looking at it wrong. I'm looking at it wrong. There, that is all those connectors in there, besides the USB-C, which we know we won't have. Now, the only problem is that I wanted these fans on the bottom. Huh. I mean, maybe I could put one here and suck some air up through there, maybe? Here. And maybe one, because maybe one over here. Because where that connector is, man, that's going to be really tough. Let me think about this for a second, and I'll be back. Maybe I'm not. I have to think about this because we need to get in. Let's actually throw this in. So this is the wireless card, and let's zoom out a little bit. Let's see here. So we want this. Here you go. So this is just a thumb screw. Really, thumb screw out on a swinging hinge. Okay, I can get behind that, Lian Li. That's a nice mechanism. Let's see. We're gonna plug this in. On this one, which will be, I guess I could plug it all the way up on top because we're not throwing a graphics card in here. That would leave room for the fan over here. As much as I like your turning, you don't have to wrench on the screws like Godzilla. That was a little tight, but that goes there. Oh, somebody should tell me I wasn't perfectly on the camera. So I screwed that in there, put that all in. We'll screw this on. I like that it's a thumb screw there. So this is just going to be an extra because we have the wireless card there. And then these are the antennas that it comes with. So they are impressive, I guess. And then if you want Bluetooth, that requires you connect to the USB. So there would be Wi-Fi. And here is the cable for the USB. Now that goes, if you can see it, that goes on the back of the card there and then to the USB. So let's see if I can't get this in with one hand. It goes here to the USB. So this is just regular 2.0, I believe that's what they still call it. And there you go. That's all in there. Wireless is connected. This case is nice and light too. So now we just hit the power supply in and the fans, and I'll be back with the fans. I'm going to try some things just to see how it all lays out, and then I'll either screw them all in with you guys or come back and show you everything put together. After much fooling around and putting the fans in the wrong way, at least once. Lucky thing it was off camera, so you can't tell how many times I did it. But we'll plug in the final fan here, and this is what it looks like to have all the fans down and completed. I decided to put them like this. Now there's only 2 fan headers on this board, so I have a Y split here and a Y split there, 2 intakes and then 2 outtakes there, or outputs. And we'll see how it runs. I'm going to put it on and run it for a little bit. I will, when I get the power supply, we'll plug that in and we'll finish up connecting everything. There's just a 24 pin and 8 pin that need to be connected. And you guys will be able to see me put the finished product together at that point. But that's where we're at for right now. And I will come back once I got those. So we're back and we have the power supply. We have the Lian Li here, hopefully. We have the Lian Li, and it's the SP850. It's a 80 plus gold, and they have a 5-year warranty on this. It was a good price. The only thing I don't see on here is cybernetics. I didn't look at the cybernetics. I was going for something that would get here in time, and this was. So this bracket right here, we're at the front of the case now. Let's see, you can kind of see the front panel I/O. You have the power cord that runs to the back. This comes out, and I have already changed this a little bit. So this goes, these two screws come out, and what I have already done just lifts up. They have nice little hooks on here, if you can see that. Nice hooks, and those hooks just hook into here. I like that a lot. Now this top plate, as you can see, is for both. You have two screws here that hook in for the SFX power supplies. Otherwise it's a full ATX, so I could have got a full ATX. I like the SFX here in this case because you're going to have a little bit more room. Especially if you have a longer GPU, you don't want those wires to hang all the way down, interfering with that. That's just something to keep in mind. I could have gone either way here with different power supplies, but I chose the SFX one for the reasons of this originally was going to be a build for me, I was thinking, and I decided to change it up and not do that. So it is now a build for somebody else, and I think that's I'll still do a build for me at some point, but you know, just for needs of other people of what's needed, I figured might as well give it to somebody else here. So here's this, and this will line up. Let me get a screw started, and I'll point to what so this actually all lines up, if you can see that. So let's keep going. Screws with one hand are not working. The iFixit usually is pretty good magnetic, but for some reason this bit is not right now, which probably is why my son had a little fun yesterday with the screwdriver and taking out the bits. We got two in, and then another two screws, and then I'll show you kind of how. Oops. So far, though, I have to say building this case has been fun. They seem to have done a really good job with designs. I'll get in more into it. I'll do a kind of video on the whole entire case separate from this, and it was good. Instructions can need some help sometimes. And then what's really nice about this is, let's first make sure you're going to want plug in the power, turn the power supply on. Now this will go, you can set it all the way down like this if you really wanted to. I don't think that that's necessary. Now that's going to interfere with the graphics card and everything else. What I'm going to do is just put it all the way up at the top, and we'll keep this out of the way. Now if you put it at the top, that's why you have to put that in there first, because if you don't, there's very little space here for that. And maybe I redo this a little bit. Does this look, they have it long enough to get all the way down there, but you kind of have to be a little creative here, which we'll put it right back there give me enough space and stuff. So this goes back on here, and now we just have to plug the power in. Now this right now does not have a GPU in it. I don't know if it will get a GPU, so it just needs the 8-pin and the 8-pin for the CPU and the 24-pin. Lian Li, let's back this up just a little bit, gives a nice, case or cloth bag, and they have power cord inside there, all of your cables, so 24-pin, and then CPU. And I'll throw all these cables in the bag when I'm done, but they're nicely sleeved, and I don't think it's marked which one goes to which. So let's see here. We will put the CPU up. That's how it's going to kind of look here. Maybe I'll run it over the top. We'll see. But here's the CPU on top. See where this would have been actually nice to have it in the fan later. But I know I can. I've already put this in once. Let's see if I can do it again. There we go. And let's do, maybe I'll do over the top, and then I'll probably tie this up like right around here, so it looks kind of nice, hopefully. Did they come with zip ties or anything here? Yeah, Lian Li did include some zip ties, so I might zip tie that up here before I put the cover on for you guys, so you guys can see the final product. Now there's no RGB in here, none of that stuff. So this is a lot shorter, but we should be able to just put this 24-pin in here. Come on. Gotta make sure it snaps on there, so that's snapped on so it won't come back out. And then we have to, this is going to be a little bit more interesting, I think. Now this case also comes with, if you're curious, some GPU supports if you want. So keep that in mind. You have that there. Let's see. Just looking at where I need to plug these in. This goes right here. CPU is plugged in. Then we have to get .24-pin all plugged in, which is one's right here. That clicked in. Yeah, just make sure it's all clicking in. We don't want to have an issue with, something that, happened here recently with power supplies, or with graphics cards. So what I'm going to do is probably just going to zip tie these to this right here, so we can Get them out of the way a little bit. Oh, come on. Get so close with the zip tie and then it falls out. That's what happens. There we go. So that's how I kind of want the case there. That looks actually pretty clean overall. That's out of the way. That's all clean. So that is case put together. There isn't a ton of room for cable management or hiding cables in this case, so that's something to keep in mind if you happen to buy this case. Now, if you watched my case video, you'll know that I took this side panel off, so here we go. We're going to put it back on, and you can kind of see how this goes in, but this just goes right here and up like that. So you can put like a radiator or fans on here if you want. And actually, not bad at all. There's also another configuration for the power supply I should mention, where it mounts to the back and it has standoffs. They actually, they did a really good job with the case. You might not be seeing that screw right there. So then we put the front on. Just snaps into place. We can do the top. That just goes there. So it looks actually pretty good so far. Oh, wrong one. Tabs to the back. And then this one. So this is what it looks like. Let's see if I can zoom. Oh, that's zoom in. Let's move this back. Move this up a little bit. That's the case there. You can kind of see everything inside. Full mesh. Looks good though. This is where I wish I had gray fans for everything. And then here's the front. You can see I got my two USBs still in there. USB-C won't work, but everything else will. And it actually looks really nice. I think this case and everything does a really good job. So I know this PC boots up. I've booted it up before. So I just don't have a power cord here. I got to move it. But yeah, nice little build here. If you're looking for something, good case, the board's nice. I have to say I really like the build overall. Sorry for the mess in the background. My kids are playing with pillows, so there's a whole bunch of pillows around. But yeah, I like it. It's quiet, good airflow for what it needs to be, and hopefully the people I give it to will like it. So let me know if you have any questions on this build. Leave them in the comments below. I'll be sure to get back to you and answer them. And I want to say thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. Supporting Gray Overload and helping this channel grow. It means a lot. And hopefully we can keep growing the subscriber count, which has been huge in the channel. I want to thank you so much for that. And until next time, God bless.